the great big challenge of the second half of my life: to refrain from all the conquering and wanting and personal ambition, all the stuff that I've learned in the first half of my life, so I can make space for peace and joy and meaning in the second half of my life. You see, I want to refrain from fighting for what I want from life, to make space for surrendering to what life has in store for me. Refrain from thinking more is better, to make space for realizing how less can be more. Refrain from trusting my mind, to make space for listening to my heart. Refrain from defining success as getting more, to make space for success to be giving more. Refrain from pushing against resistance, to make space for flowing with it. Refrain from being hard, to make space for becoming soft. Refrain from using force to get others to do what I want, to make space for using quiet power to help others get what they want. I want to refrain from ambition, to make space for meaning in my life. The 7th verse of the Tao Te Ching advises, serve the needs of others and all your own needs will be fulfilled. I like that, but it still feels focused on me and my needs. So researching this 7th verse a bit more, I read an essay by Dr. Wayne Dyer in which he further explains what the Tao asserts: that a certain wonderful quality enters our life when we live from the Spirit in our hearts, rather than from our needy, egocentric mind. That feels closer to my second half of life goal. Dr. Dyer goes on to tell us, the Tao is a giving machine that never runs out of gifts to offer, yet asks nothing in return. Yes, I like that. When I read that, I felt like shouting, that's what I want. And of course, with that assertion, I'm falling back into the trap of being focused on me, on what I want. Funny how often we end up back there, isn't it? So while that is what I want, I'll rephrase. I'm dedicating the second half of my life to refrain from wanting so I may become a giving machine. So when I'm tempted to focus on my personal successes and defeats, I must refrain. When my ego turns my attention onto my circumstances, I must notice that and refrain. Developing a practice of refraining from thoughts about me opens up my heart, making space in my life to be a giver.